Tradition was started when this band played in Rocky Top.
Hello and welcome to Homecoming here on Rocky Top. We're so excited to be here live at the Homecoming Parade. The band's starting to come through right now. I'm Grayson Thatcher and I'm right here with
Alexa Durbin. Thanks for joining us live. We're here in Circle Park with a huge crowd. The energy is electric and we're ready to start the Homecoming Parade. They're coming up behind us now.
We're so excited. And of course, the theme this year is Torchbearers and Trailblazers. And what a better way to start it off than with Chancellor Dondi Plowman herself. TVC sat down with her to really learn what the university means and what it means to be a Trailblazer.
Volunteer. I want you to pay attention to what that really means.
All right, thank you so much, Johnny. So, Alexa, we had a little bit of a way to outline Rocky Top here at UT. So many events happening all week this week. We've been at almost all of them, so we're excited to show you what's been going on. Best way to kick it off right away was the banner drop. Now, this year was a little different. It was snowing during the banner drop. Came right off of Neyland Stadium. We love to see it. All the different themes. Each group had to highlight a torchbearer or a trailblazer this year.
That's right. It was a super chilly morning, but these students, if there's one thing, they are dedicated. They were at the top of Neyland Stadium at 9 a.m. this morning to kick off the week with that banner drop. And it truly was a moment to see all that hard work that some fraternities and sororities have put in to create their banners and have it be displayed on Neyland for all to see this entire week.
That's right. And the other way that we kicked off homecoming is the homecoming kickoff with Chancellor Plowman. Now we've got our own Kate Barber here with us. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, well, you guys can just feel the energy in the air. And to get that energy started, the homecoming kickoff event really captured a tradition that's been going on since 2010, where students dyed the Europa and Bull Fountain orange. And to continue that on, they got to enjoy free t-shirts, drinks, all the things. And I got to sit down actually with the student body president, and he got to tell me what it means to be a Vol and what homecoming's really all about.
It's homecoming time at Tennessee, where fraternity brothers and sorority sisters work together.
We like to say it's family tradition.
For Jackson and Ella Garrett,
I need some sheets.
this week just means more.
We're pretty tight as a brother and sister, you know. I got a piece of home here at home, so it's pretty special for me this year.
The members of Sigma Chi and 80 Pi teaming up.
We have to make those memories
to participate in UT's homecoming traditions.
It's probably the most comfortable I've felt at UT with my sister here.
Do they go?
My dad was a Sigma Chi and my mom was an 80 Pi, so this is kind of ironic that we're here together. It's pretty special that I can call my dad my brother.
I can also call my mom my sister, and we feel as if our relationship has grown just exponentially, me going to college and now being able to share that type of sisterhood. It's like none other, honestly. My mom told me, she was like, I kind of love that y'all get to do this together because they met here. So the fact that we get to do this is so special.
A week of celebrating UT and family.
Brought us closer, definitely.
On UT campus, Alexa Durbin, TVC News.
See, now that was a family whose history is rooted deeply, all starting with UT homecoming. Now, they told me that their parents met in 1998. What a great year, and it's great to see that family tradition going strong this week.
That's right, and it's so exciting to add that this is the 100th homecoming celebration here on Rocky Top. Now, Kate Barber, you also got to go to Smokey's How. Tell me, what exactly is Smokey's How? How does this process work?
Absolutely. Well, Smokey's How was another outstanding homecoming tradition. It's a spirit dance competition where Greek life members get to partner up with who they're involved in with homecoming, and they get to show off their volunteer pride, their spirit, and dance it out on stage. And actually, you'll find out the winner tomorrow of the Smokey's Howl competition at halftime of the homecoming game tomorrow.
That's awesome. We get to see a little bit of what those dancers are doing. Go ahead and take a look.
Homecoming week on Rocky Top means spirit, competition, and a whole lot of orange. Student organizations are taking the stage for one of the university's most spirited traditions, Smokey's Howl.
Smokey's Howl has been around since 2002 at the University of Tennessee, and it is a spirit competition here. All of the homecoming teams would compete against each other.
While teams are focused on perfecting their routines, the heart of Smokey's Howl goes far beyond the stage.
Homecoming is super important to me because it really brings the whole entire school together. Everyone from different areas on campus, we all get to come together to cheer on the football team, and there's just like an elevated level of school spirit.
For coaches just like Jaden Willingham, Smokey's Howl is more than a competition. It's a way to build confidence and community.
Well, you definitely have to be out of your comfort zone to do Smokey's Howl, so that's mainly why I wanted to do it. I had so much fun as a freshman doing it last year. It really broke me out of my shell. I got to meet so many new people.
From the first 8 count to the final howl, it's all about celebrating what it means to be a Vol.
The biggest thing about Tennessee Spirit that really stands out compared to any other school is just how we consider each other family. It is just such a different bond than anything I've ever experienced. And the community here, everyone loves each other, everyone lifts each other up, and everyone wants to be everyone's friend.
In Knoxville, TVC News, Kate Barber.
Smokey's Howl. Now, those students, they work so hard and they're having a lot of fun. We're excited to see who wins at halftime tomorrow during the homecoming game.
Right.
For now, we're going to take a look back at this parade. This parade now, it isn't just for looks. There is an entire competition going on. We got a judges table going on. All week, these fraternities and sororities were working together to create these floats and just carry on that volunteer spirit. Now, we're joined now with TVC reporter Caitlin Kirkpatrick, who tells us all about what pomping is. Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, so pomping is using these little pieces of tissue paper and crumbling them up and pushing them together to make these little tiny circles that create these amazing floats that we're going to be seeing very soon. They're a little bit after this. I was down there a little bit before. But let's take a look at what I was doing this entire week.
Pomping is a homecoming tradition here at UT, and it takes thousands of pieces of tissue paper to put it all together.
They're really little and time-consuming, but it'll be worth it.
Students spend hours making these little pieces, often late into the night.
I have been here for 118 hours this week.
To get everything ready for the homecoming parade.
It's literally the best event of the year.
And for many, pomping is about more than just the float. It's about what happens while making it.
It's not really just about the fraternities and the sororities competing against each other. It's more just so everyone coming together and working towards something that we love, which is the University of Tennessee.
Students say the tradition brings organizations closer and keeps homecoming spirits alive.
Homecoming is such a tradition at the University of Tennessee, so being able to partner with another organization to just keep this tradition alive is so much fun.
And as homecoming comes to a close, you can see every little pomp adds up.
Every pomp is important, and every person is important, so we really appreciate everyone who works here.
All right, thank you so much. Now again, like Caitlin said, that parade is just now starting to come by. We're excited to see those floats. Now, it's not only the floats that they do for the competition. Maggie's working right here. She got to go and see the lawn displays as well. What exactly are these lawn displays? How do they all go together?
So it was really cool. I actually got to go out this morning and see all the lawn displays, and it was really awesome to see that because I'm also in Greek life, so I got to help work on it too. But all around fraternity village right now, there's these really cool designs sitting in front of each house, and I got the chance to talk to the Cayo homecoming chair, which is pretty cool because I'm a Cayo myself, and what she had to say about the displays out front was really cool. Let's hear what she has to say.
The lawn displays are really important because the parade and a lot of the other things happen behind the scenes or in just one instance, so it's kind of a constant reminder, constant piece of homecoming that you can just kind of walk through Fraternity Park and see the lawn displays at all times.
Fully staffed fire stations with 200
And I don't know about you guys, but these sororities, fraternities were out till the wee hours of this morning. Probably pulled an all-nighter to take those lawn displays out, and they do really look amazing. Thanks to those little pomps, there's 1,000, maybe even 1,000,000 in all of these lawn displays, and especially in these floats. So it's great to see the type of work that goes in. And truly, again, with this spirit and the tradition, it is richly rooted into UT.
That's right. And again, all of these floats and these lawn displays go towards towards that competition. So if you look at some of the numbers, there's a lot of different categories within this competition. Theme is worth 30%, design and construction, another 30%, display of icon, which every sorority and fraternity chose an icon this semester, or this homecoming as well. And then, of course, originality and creativity. Coming up, we're now going to go ahead and take a look at one of the other events, Chalk Ped Walkway.
Engineering and technology. Their float showcases smoking.
Opportunity right there on Ped Walkway. A lot of us students got to see it all throughout the week, where they were going through and doing all kinds of different drawings and really just being creative, which is part of the homecoming spirit.
And part of the homecoming spirit, too, is the campus seems just a little bit more brighter, a bit more colorful, a bit more lively this week. And that does start with Ped. I mean, seeing the colors and seeing just students taking time out of their busy day, their class schedules, to do something for the school as a community. I mean, it truly is great to see.
We love to see it. And it's also pretty fun if you're walking up and down Ped Walkway. They have their Christmas lights out there right now, which is super fun. Orange and white, all decked out. I mean, what a great time to be coming home to Rocky Top for homecoming right now. Let's take in our environment a little bit. The parade is starting to move on, coming through. We haven't gotten to our floats yet. I mean, I see some kids. We've got some sparklers. We've got, there's a boat coming through right now.
We got Ball Wake right now.
We do. We've got the Vol Navy. I mean, if anybody here knows Vol Navy, we all know it is Luke Lamry.
That's right. He's been there before talking to people, and I hope he sees them today. I mean, it's great to see them here on campus.
We love it. Now, something else that went through here at the beginning of the parade is the band as well. We love the band. I mean, I'm a music kid myself.
Yes, you are.
So this is one of my favorite aspects. And this week, we also know that it was Veterans Day. So we got to honor our veterans earlier this week. And then now they're doing a salute to service this weekend at the game. And so Christian Moore, who is the drum major for the band, actually, is splitting the role with a former drum major who is actually active duty military. Pretty special for him to be able to come home this weekend. It's pretty special.
Here at the University of Tennessee, with over 80 members, Ball Wake is an organization that both competes and.
All right, we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about sports here, Alexa. Karsten, what do you have for going on with our Lady Vols and Trailblazers?
Absolutely. I mean, you can't talk about homecoming without the Lady Vol program and the Trailblazers that came before. I mean, if it wasn't for them, I mean, women's sports wouldn't be in such demand like it is now. I mean, before Center Stage, Tennessee was the first to actually give female student athletes the voice and the platform that they all deserve.
The Lady Vols, a program that has revolutionized women's collegiate sports. Dating back to 1976, head athletic director Gloria Ray adopted the Lady Vol name, but the program's identity started taking shape even earlier through leaders who saw beyond the scoreboard and into the future of women's athletics.
Tennessee said yes to women before it was cool and gave us an opportunity.
When Cronin arrived in 1968 as head women's basketball coach, she faced challenges that went far beyond the court. There were no orange uniforms for women. White wasn't allowed for home games, and the few brands making women's athletic gear didn't cater to Tennessee's iconic orange color. So, she got creative, choosing a shade of Carolina blue that complemented Tennessee orange. That color, later known as Summit Blue, named in honor of legendary coach Pat Summitt. Former Lady Vol Nikki Fargas, who played under Coach Summitt, remembers the movement that was the Lady Vol program.
Our ability to move the needle for not just basketball being on television, nationally televised, but in the sports. Yeah, that's who Pat Summitt was. She became a movement.
Even as women's sports continue to evolve, Tennessee remains a symbol of what's possible when excellence meets opportunity. For the Volunteer Channel, I'm Karsten Hoagland.
Top student veterans of America, let's give them a round of
I mean, talk about legacy, talk about tradition that Pat Summitt left here. And I love that we're still getting so many opportunities like homecoming to talk about Pat Summitt and talk about everything that she did while she was here and all that the Lady Vols are doing. We're excited for their season's already been rolling around.
We love it. I mean, talk about a trailblazer as Kim Caldwell on the court. I mean, she had a baby and then was back coaching within, what, a week?
Yep. She's leaving legacies left and right herself. We love to see it, just adding to the energy here on Rocky Top. And speaking of energy, even more people have shown up as more floats have been making their way down. I know soon enough we're going to see those sorority and Greek, like the homecoming chairs, as they call it, sitting in trunks and trailers, following their flow, looking at all of the pride that they have built up this week, which they have quite a few built up. Now, every sorority requires their members, so do those fraternities, they require members a certain amount of hours to come to the house and help out. And honestly, you don't even have to require them, because these people, they just want to come out, be together, and make something, which I think truly embodies what it is to be a volunteer here. That spirit, you don't have to ask people twice to come and be a part of something.
And you're in a sorority, Alexa. What is it like going to those houses and taking that time to pump and prep these floats?
At all hours of the day, let me tell you, you are welcome, and they encourage you to be there. You're going and you are popping with those tissue paper. You're gluing it. You might get some on your fingers, but you know what? You're having a great time, and you're also meeting. There's these sororities, these fraternities are so huge. I met so many, and this is my 4th year in AD Pi. You love to see it, but it truly is a fun, great time. It is kind of a party, just with all the atmosphere. A little bit. You do have to take a break. But that's why all the hours there for. You have plenty of time to make it. But actually by 2 p.m. today was when those floats and those they were due. So again, like I said earlier, if you were to drive in Fraternity Park last night, there was definitely students out there till probably 1 a.m., 2 a.m. working on these floats. We're excited to see all their hard work pay off right now.
And of course, it would not be homecoming without a football game. We are an SEC school after all. We're bringing in Sports Director Alexi Cowan. What is going on tomorrow at the game?
First of all, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here. A good game tomorrow. We're coming off a bye week. Tennessee off a bye week. New Mexico State. Now, Tennessee's had a bit of a rough past couple games. I mean, you were there, but they're coming off a bye week, and so hopefully a lot more physicality has developed, and it's just going to be an interesting thing to see how Neyland Stadium has progressed in the past couple weeks since the Oklahoma loss. So really excited. I'm going to be there covering it along with Lauren Gippler, one of our Torch Sports gals, and so we're really excited to be there.
That's awesome. So what can we look forward to really seeing after this team's been on this bye week?
Say that again?
The team's been on the bye week, right? So what can we look forward to seeing?
I think 2 weeks of straight practice. And so, Aguilar had a really tough game at Oklahoma. I think they've really pushed Aguilar to the next level. But you got to remember, this is his first year in an SEC school. So you got to give him some credit for what's been done. And I'm hoping at least that the defense has had a bit of a revival, and Tim Banks has kind of gotten his team back together. Lots of injuries. So, this season, all season, you've had to deal with it. Ingerman McCoy and other guys like that. And so hopefully a rebuild to prepare for Florida and Vanderbilt, 2 big games that are also coming. We kind of talked about it in Torch Sports today. We're hoping that this is a bit of a bounce back and hey, let's finish strong. They can get a 10-win season if they win all 3 games and a bowl game win. So we're trying to look for the positives here over at TVC.
That's right.
And another positive, second to last home game of the regular season. And I know for a lot of seniors, a lot of students, this is going to be one of their last home games. So we know that energy, that just loudness that Neyland always has might be a little extra this weekend. And it also might be just because of the homecoming spirit as well. So we're going to be looking forward to that, yeah?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it today. I was talking to some seniors. It doesn't matter if it's a top 5 opponent or New Mexico State. Neyland Stadium is always just a whole different atmosphere. We actually saw, on the way here, we saw Alvin Kamara, Tennessee football legend, just riding over on a golf cart. So a lot of people, I think, are going to be here for the weeks. And NFL players, a lot of them are on bye weeks this week. So you never know who you're going to see. We saw Kevin Hart.
That's true. That was a wild card. We saw Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll. That's the other one.
We did.
So,
but did we see Peyton Manning? Anybody?
We did. Was it Oklahoma?
Yeah,
and Morgan Wallen was at Oklahoma. And, homecoming. Everybody wants to come home. So we're going to see who comes home this week.
All right. We're going to go ahead and toss it to what is coming up next. really excited about a story that you got to do at WUTK.
Yes. So I met this girl actually in my class. We were doing an art of the interview class, and this girl she struck out to me, and I saw that at WUTK she is a DJ on the radio, and she has her own podcast. Now the thing about Carly, that's her name, she has Down syndrome, and she can podcast like a bro. She actually interviewed me on her podcast. I was so excited, but she's interviewed some of the top tier guys, the swim coach, Matt Credich, Rick Barnes has been on her podcast. She's an all-star. So I got to sit down and talk a little bit with her about how she did it and how she is a trailblazer. You know, homecoming this year, we're talking about the Trailblazers. We talked about it a little while ago, last year, about the women Trailblazers in UT. And she definitely is one. Take a look.
In the underground basement of the Andy Holt Tower, Carly Lewis preps for another day of work at the WUTK station. But not many know what a Trailblazer Carly is until that red light comes on.
Welcome back to WUTK PM 90.3 The Rock. Today I'll be interviewing Tyler Whitehouse. Tyler, how are you?
Carly is a student in UT's Future program and is one of WUTK's first DJs with Down syndrome.
I took a public speaking class last semester, and my professor helped me set up a podcast called Spicy Epic Chats.
Spicy Epic Chats with DJ Carly features exclusive interviews with Carly's friends, family, and even some of UT's most famous names, like one of her pals, UT basketball head coach Rick Barnes.
Coach Barnes is the most amazing guy. I think he actually does Hoops for Hope at Fairga High School, and me and him have a really strong connection.
Carly has fallen in love with the creativity that the podcast sparks in her. She's in the podcast room every week working on a new feature.
It feels really great. It's such a heartwarming feeling that people are so in love with my process.
At the bottom of Andy Holt Tower, Alexi Cowan, TVC News.
Promoting wellness and the volunteer spirit.
All right, and thank you, Alexi. We are getting into the thick of it, that's right. We're seeing more and more floats out here. And something important also to mention about these floats is no motors in them. They all have to be, their moving parts have got to be all on how creative the sororities and fraternities could be. So it's really good to see out here, and we're excited to see a lot more of them. But now we're joined by Patrick Falcon, Torch sports analyst. He's here to tell us about a bit more about the uniforms that we're going to be seeing tomorrow at the homecoming game. Patrick?
Yeah, the Tennessee Vols will wear the fourth iteration of the Nike Smoky Gray uniforms, the second alternate game of the year after the Dartmouth game. They actually shot the photo shoot for the uniforms at the Tyson McGee Air National Guard base. So just a great scenery for the photo shoot, a great shot, great uniforms. I actually sat down with Evan Ford, who's the director of branding and design for UT Athletics, who helped design the uniforms. Take a look. On Saturday, the Tennessee Volunteers will don their fourth iteration of the Nike Smoky Gray uniforms. And while the appearance is what many fans may be looking at, there's more than meets the eye. Evan Ford is the University of Tennessee Athletics Director of Branding and Design, and he says that there is a long process to create the fan-favorite jerseys.
Usually uniforms are due maybe a year in advance, year and a half in advance. Just with timelines, they're going to make these things overseas, ship them here, make sure they have the right colors, inks, all that kind of stuff.
Ford also notes that collaboration with brands like Nike and soon-to-be Adidas is essential to creating the best uniforms.
There's a little bit of back and forth with the manufacturer, in this case Nike, to see, can we do this? We have this idea. And they've been a great partner, and usually the answer is yes, you can do that.
And of course, there's a lot more hands working to market these jerseys.
We have a football creative unit that we work hand in hand with, and that includes videographers, photographers, graphic designers.
The Smoky Gray uniforms have had 3 different inspirations over the past few years, and this year's is dedicated to the military presence in Tennessee. It is aptly named the Volunteer Spirit.
We kind of taken Davy Crockett and taken that military heritage, where the volunteers comes from in the first place. Combining those, we decided on the two-tone gray was an early decision. Every vehicle you see, all the buildings, two-tone gray, you see it all over the place. So that was part of the inspiration. We've got the stencil numbers, which is obviously kind of a great military aesthetic. If you see Davy, he's got a fringed uniform, so he's got fringe running along his arms and on his legs. And so how do we take that design, but make it feel a little more modern, a little more in line with everything else we were doing on the uniform, and that's how we came up with the Davy stripe.
In Knoxville for the Volunteer Channel, I'm Patrick Falcon.
That support local growth.
Now, Grayson, I don't know about you, but the smoky gray uniforms are actually my favorite.
I love the smoky gray uniforms. I think it's such a great tribute as well. Really special, especially with us doing that salute to service this weekend. Yeah. So special with it being Veterans Day. Now, another wild competition that happens during homecoming week. It's a little bit newer.
What could it possibly be?
Rocky Top Dog. It's not exactly what it sounds like. It's actually a hot dog eating competition.
Now, we mentioned Luke Lamry earlier in the show. He's done many hot dog reviews before. I'm sure he would have loved to be a part of that. Now, was he?
He was not, unfortunately, but it was pretty fun. It was very eventful, that's for sure. And it's just part of that smoky dog. I mean, you can't go to Neyland without getting a snow.
That's right. That is a Neyland staple, actually.
That's right. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a look.
We did great. We didn't win, but it was a good time. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to eat hot dogs.
All right. I mean, I love a hot dog, Alexa, but that's a little bit much for me. I'm
gonna have to agree. I'll take one during the homecoming game, please, and that'll be about it.
I agree. One more thing we really want to talk about is a really famous UT alumni is the Grand Marshal of the homecoming parade. He went through here a little bit earlier. Butch Wilmore, an astronaut, is also a UT alumni. We're gonna get to hear more from him a little bit later after the parade. Make sure you follow us on TVC.
Addressed at one of his first press conferences since his return.
As we've been standing here, more and more people have come. We're talking alumni, friends, and family who are not only just a part of the Greek life here, but I've seen physics, I've seen the band, so many people that are just a part of the UT community all coming together for this one event, which is extremely special because it happens every fall. And for this being the 100th year, adding in so many new competitions, I mean, UT is not only paying homage to 100 years ago, but they're being innovative. I mean, dyeing fountain screen, eating hot dogs. You love to see everything that UT is doing to celebrate just being a great, all-around, well-rounded college.
Oh, I love the UT spirit that we're consistently seeing. I mean, if we look around this set and just where everybody is, this parade route is packed. It's been packed. There's so many people here that came home to Rocky Top, really embracing that homecoming weekend and getting to see everything. I mean, you can still hear them chant behind us. They're going to keep on going through these floats. It is just so fun to hear and see from all of them.
And you know, my favorite part about it too is it's a Friday afternoon. This is what it looks like before a game when they do the vol walk and you see a sea of orange. And that's honestly, it's really refreshing to see a lot of students being part of this. I mean, they had class this morning, yet they're coming back out to campus this afternoon to celebrate, to watch the floats, to take it all in as a student, as a volunteer.
It's that volunteer spirit. It truly never goes away, ever. I mean, we're going to see it forever. Oh, check out this float. This one's pretty cool. I love it. This is fun to look at. All right. Loved what everyone's doing here. We're going to go ahead and wrap up for the day. Make sure, again, to follow us on TVC News Now on Instagram. We're going to keep you up to date with all the news you need to know.
Thanks for joining us for this year's homecoming parade.
I'm Grayson Thatcher.
And I'm Alexa Durbin.
And as always,
go Vols!
This float shines as bright as its jump shot.